Hi, this is Kevin Conroy, and you're listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
You're listening to Legends of the Dark Knight, only on the Geekcast Radio Network.
Hello, and welcome to Legends of the Dark Knight. I'm your host, Steve Megatron Phillips, and joining me into this trip into the darkness of Gotham City is...
DFJ and Mike.
Hello.
Hello.
As you will notice, there is no Tara. Due to, life.
Yes.
Life has a way of coming up and biting one in thy ass.
Yes.
At the most unexpected time. We are all victims of life.
Yes.
So,
That might bit her in the ass.
Yes. So, we wish that everything recovers accordingly, and she returns to the podcast soon.
Yes.
And you may be asking, why did I bring that up right off the bat? Well, we have a new iTunes review. And this was by James Ritter on September 11th, stating with a 5-star review, Best Batman Animated Podcast. Thank you very much. He says, I've been listening to this podcast and I really like what you do with it. I like the reviews. I agree with mostly all of them, but can I request that you do a commentary for Batman Mask of the Phantasm, like you did for Transformers the Movie? And could you get Birdman for the commentary as well? Overall, awesome podcast. Only one question, where's Tara? Which we just answered. Mike and I were talking about it off air. More than likely, we'll be doing commentaries for the films.
Yeah. Episodes 23 through 27, I think. God, now I gotta look. When we get to the films, Mask of the Phantasm, Sub-Zero, all that good stuff, it is episodes, yeah, I was right, episode 23 through 26. 27 is when we begin Batman Beyond. Episodes 23 through 26 will be the DCAU Batman films. We will give about 20 minutes of discussion on the film, talk about the cast, talk about some of the trivia bits, and then we're going to go into commentary on each one. As far as getting Birdman, his schedule is so just out there. His schedule, Steve's schedule, plus, Steve, we have said that you are, going to have a Megatron Jr., correct?
I don't know if we've directly stated it in this podcast.
I think we have. I don't remember. But yay, Steve is going to be a daddy in November.
Yes.
Maybe before then. So yay, congratulations to him. And with Steve and his wife having their firstborn child, who they better not promise to Rumpelstiltskin.
No. That rat bastard can't have my kid.
And yeah, I don't think Rumpelstiltskin could handle ICP.
It's ECP.
Oh, damn.
See, I curbed that.
Yeah, Environmental Protection Corporation. Oh, wait, this is backwards. Anyway, the whole point is the schedules with Birdman and Steve may not line up correctly to have Birdman on DCAU commentary films. But we will be doing the commentaries ourselves as well, just like what we did with Transformers the Movie to answer Mr. Ritter's question there. But yeah, I mean, thank you for the review.
Yes, thank
very,
you.
Very awesome. I am still recovering from Batman Week because that was a lot of blogging for me. We are over at geekcastradio.com later on in October. We're going to be doing a TMNT week. I'm only doing 3 blogs for that. I'm lining up other stuff for that to have credit for. But as far as blogging, I'm only doing 3 blogs 4 actually. 4 blogs for TMNT week. I'm not doing as many as I did for Batman. Just, no, that nearly killed me.
Yes. And, yeah, we're not mentioning what I just typed off air, but I thought you
those damn Canadian pirates.
Anyways, we'll jump into the first episode right after this.
Dr. Crest is right? You think this operation will make Harvey okay again?
I don't know. We can only hope. Give me that file!
Get him!
Look out, Harvey! Harvey! Harvey. No.
Batman and Robin watch intently as an ambulance carrying Two-Face takes him to the hospital. Robin asks if the operation will make Harvey better again, but Batman is unsure. Inside the hospital, the doctors talk to Harvey, telling him that his bad side has been mostly submerged, and they believe that if they remove the scars that created Two-Face, the persona will be gone forever. However, Harvey then asks if Bruce picked up the tab for it and thinks back on his friendship with Bruce. Harvey is put to sleep, and the doctors prepare for surgery. However, before they can act, thugs suddenly burst in and firing machine guns into the room. Written by Paul Dini.
Yes.
And Michael Reeves. Which, you can tell it's a Paul Dini.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's just... Yeah, I mean... Paul Dini has such an amazing affliction and love for these characters that he loves writing stories that will compel you. And this is a very interesting Two-Face plot because they go. This actually reminds me of Dark Knight Returns Part 1. Pretty much. The whole thing of making him whole again or making the sides match.
Yeah, the Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught that reference.
Yeah. I like the episode. I think it's a good episode. I don't like when they just use Two-Face as a one-off villain. I like it better when they're telling stories about him,
honestly,
not necessarily about his gimmick.
I would rather see more with him than with like Penguin or Thorn or
Yeah.
some of these other villains. I think he's got more potential and than they give him credit for.
Yeah.
Just like the Arkham games, they don't give him enough credit. He's a one-off.
Yeah. 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 But overall, I mean, the animation in this is great. The story is great, and of course, the voice acting.
I love the fact that Harvey, or Two-Face, kidnaps himself. No, you can't destroy me. I am strong. I can't be destroyed. And then he flips his coin, and Batman tells him to let it land on. See what face it lands on the ground, and Two-Face keeps flipping the coin.
Yeah.
And it keeps landing on Edge.
Yep. That's because it was showing a significant thing in his personalities where it's telling him, hey, dumbass, you have a split personality. That's why it was landing on Edge. And then, of course, that's why you can read into it that it wasn't landing on Edge, but didn't Batman give him a trick coin that it would always land on Edge? Wasn't that the punchline? Batman switched out the coins.
I know, that's so hilarious.
Because as Two-Face keeps doing it, he keeps getting madder and madder and madder and madder. And you can just tell he's just ready to pop.
And I think it's funny they actually make him make his own decision.
Yep. My favorite Two-Face episode is actually one we haven't gotten to yet, but it's pretty much the last episode with him. And as far as the DVD order, it's the last episode on the DVD set, which is Judgment Day. Because I think that one, this one is deep and dark with, him going into this whole split person, realizing he is a split personality.
That one takes it to a whole nother level.
Oh, Judgment Day takes it so much darker. And I love it about that. But no, Second Chance is a really damn good episode.
I agree. So, as far as our information, the continuity, Batman recollects the accident that scarred Harvey Dent from Two-Face Part 1. Production inconsistencies, Batman said that only the kidnappers' footprints would be in the OR because the doctors and nurses would wear paper socks over their shoes. However, Batman and Robin had already walked in the operating room trying to prevent the kidnapping, so their footprints would be there as well. Trivia. This episode is the second produced episode in a trilogy of episodes depicting the failed attempts to reform some of Batman's enemies.
Yeah. Something in the cast that I did not recognize at the time. Dr. Nora Crest is voiced by Linda Gary. Most people will know her as the voice of Teela from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe from '83.
If you grew up with that.
Well, right. That's why I said most people. She's also done plenty of other things as well. I mean, she's done tons of stuff that people would recognize her from.
I love some of the quotes for this episode. Harvey. Good old Bruce, he's never given up on me. Always been my best friend. I remember when we used to, and then he goes on, but it's funny that he's, remembering that Bruce is his pretty much only friend. I like this dialogue between Robin and Batman. Sorry I wasn't able to stop him. And then Batman says, I'm sure you did your best. And then Robin says, don't gush all over me. It's embarrassing. Because he never shows any kind of, thanks or of any kind.
That's very, very interesting. Let's see. I'm trying to see here with Linda Gary what's something you might recognize her from. No? Let's see. She was in a couple of the Land Before Time movies.
I hate those movies. I know that's horrible to say, but I can't stand them. They driving me nuts.
She was Grandma Longneck in those. Oh, there's something you'd recognize her from. She was the voice of Chromia in Transformers.
Of Chromia?
Yeah.
Oh.
Season 2 of G1. The female Autobot.
Okay. Yes, and she played... Oh, she was Aunt May in Spider-Man.
Yep.
Wow. Oh, and she was in SWAT Cats.
Yep.
Okay, so I recognize her at least from a few things.
Yeah. Very cool, very cool. But yeah, no, Second Chance, overall, very good episode.
Yes, very good. So with that, we'll be moving on.
You've made wonderful progress, Harley. You've passed your competency hearing, and tomorrow you'll be released mentally sane and sound.
Whee! Wahoo! Whoopee! Yay! 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 Thank you, Dr. Leland.
That's okay. You have every reason to be proud of yourself.
Unhand me!
I just wish the other inmates could make your sort of progress.
I am the master of fear, the lord of despair. Cower before me in witless terror.
Hi, Professor Crane.
Good evening, child. Worship me, fools! Worship me! Scream hosannas of anguish to Scarecrow, the all-terrible god of fear!
I think he's getting better.
I hear you're getting out tomorrow.
You got a problem with that?
Congratulations.
Yeah, so I made a few mistakes. I've got my head back together and I'm gonna live my life right.
For your sake, I hope so.
I'll show you. Starting tomorrow, you'll see I am just as sane as anybody.
Oh, my lord!
Gee, what's wrong with them? I knew I shouldn't have worn this outfit. It's so out of style, it's growing mold. I probably look like a total geek. Come on, babies, we're going shopping.
Next up is Harley's Holiday. At Arkham Asylum, Harley Quinn is jubilant to receive a clean bill of mental health from her doctor and be granted parole. Batman and Robin, in the process of returning Scarecrow to Arkham yet again, offer their congratulations, but warn her to stay out of trouble. She declares that starting the next day, she'll show the world just how sane she is. The next day, she is ambling down the street on roller skates, looking for all the world like a car hop on her day off. Except she's taking her 2 rabid pet hyenas for a walk, and passerbys are scrambling to get out of her way.
Well, it's not her fault her pets are rabid hyenas. It's the Joker's fault.
She thinks they're dogs.
Yeah, Did you just say what I think you just said, 2 stupid dogs?
No, I said she thinks they're her dogs.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. No, I really like this episode. It shows the beginnings of the story that is told in Mad Love. It shows that in here that Harley does really want to reform at one point or another. And I really like that about this one.
Yes.
What about you?
Yes. I like the fact that they went in depth with her character. And yes, Paul Dini wrote it, so of course there's going to be some good character depth.
Well, he created this character, I think.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see him keep going into the persona. I like the fact that she's still scared like a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of, some minor things that happened, even though it wasn't her fault at all.
Right.
But it was funny seeing her running around with Veronica, and they're, being chased, and I really did like seeing Harley actually doing something without the Joker.
Yeah.
On her own without Ivy.
Yep.
So.
Harley, unlike Ivy, actually has character depth. Ivy, I've said it many times in the past 16 episodes, Ivy to me has absolutely no character depth unless she's playing, I was going to use a Clerks joke there, but I think I'll forgo that. Ivy is more adept to having, partners and sidekicks and whatever else, or cohorts, versus having a solo episode.
Yeah, she seems to function better that way.
Yep.
I do like how in this episode that Harley asks Batman why he's been looking after her when she's been nothing but trouble, and he sympathizes with her and says, "I had a bad day too once."
Yeah, that's a heartbreaking line right there.
Yeah, that was real cool to see. And then he gives her the dress that she bought.
Yep.
And then she cheated on Joker.
She only kissed him.
I know, I'm just joking, but
be different if she was trying to fly off with his bat dick.
His Batwing. Anyways, getting into the continuity, Boxy last appeared in and refers to the events of Harley Quinn.
Cool.
The trivia. Harley's sense of deja vu when she sees Bruce Wayne is not unique. Joker likewise thought he recognized Bruce in Joker's Wild. You'd think they'd recognize that face. Speaking of which, Harley thinks she recognizes Bruce's chin in Batman Animated. The producers wrote that Bruce Wayne Batman's look was heavily inspired by Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
While screaming and being returned to his cell, the Scarecrow screams, "All should feel anguish towards him," as the God of Fear. The comics God of Fear was actually a title that Scarecrow took when he sent all of Gotham in a panic shortly after Bane broke Batman's back. So, in a sense, it's got some Dark Knight Rises in it, and Batman Begins, as far as the quote is concerned, with the comic.
Yeah.
Harley's tirade and Batman's commiseration with her echoes dialogues from Alan Moore's celebrated Batman story, The Killing Joke, in which the Joker says that all it takes to turn a sane man into a lunatic is one really bad day. And then shrewdly asks Batman whether something like that happened to him as well. I should actually pick that up.
Killing Joke, yeah.
Yes. I can get my hands on it, but I don't want to spend the money that I've seen it for in comic shops. It's like $25-$30 or higher.
Yeah.
Harley's line, "Call me Harley, everyone does," is used in a tape recording of Harley starts at Arkham in Batman Arkham Asylum. I don't remember that, but I haven't played the game in so long, it's crazy. This is one of 2 episodes of BTAS that begins with Batman and Robin escorting the apprehended Scarecrow back to Arkham Asylum. The other one is Lockup.
Huh.
You just can't keep a damn Scarecrow down.
Yep.
Any thoughts on this episode?
I like it. I just, it's one of those things where, as I said earlier a second ago, it's leading up to Mad Love. You're slow, throughout, I mean, even the one where, the one we talked about last time. Oh God, what was it? Where Joker's down on his luck. and she goes off and I don't remember. I might be thinking of something else. I don't know. But no, it's Harley's character slowly builds throughout the series, and I really do enjoy that.
Yes. So with that, we'll be moving on.
Don't take me back there, please! Look at me, Batman. I'm shaking with fear. Me, the Scarecrow. I wasn't even going back to crime this time. I just had to get away from him.
I'll take it from here, Batman. Lyle Bolton, Chief of Security. Congratulations, Professor Crane. You're the first inmate to escape Arkham under my charge. You're also the last. I won't let you and the people of Gotham City down again, Batman.
That Bolton's a 10 on the creepometer. But it seems like he's doing a good job keeping the inmates in check.
Maybe too good.
I've called this informal inquest to address certain allegations brought to my attention.
Are you sure this hearing was necessary, Wayne?
Bolton was brought to Arkham on a Wayne Foundation grant. With his knowledge of high-tech security systems, I felt he was the perfect man for the job.
If anyone objects to my methods, please tell me.
Miss Quinn, do you have any complaints against Mr. Bolton?
I got nothing to say.
But surely you must have something you wish to.
You got a hearing problem or something? No, not a ixnay, zero, zilch, bupkis, nothing, okay?
Next up is Lock Up. Batman and Robin having captured the Scarecrow. Did they really have to do the Scarecrow again? Return him to the gates of Arkham Asylum. Scarecrow is shaking with terror and begs the dynamic duo to let him go, saying he wasn't going to commit any more crimes. He only escaped to get away from him, Lyle Bolton. That's a bad Michael Bolton concept. As you pointed out, Arkham's imposing new chief of security appears at the entrance and takes hold of Scarecrow, telling him that he'll be the only escapee from Arkham on his watch. Bolton apologizes to the heroes for Scarecrow's escape and makes an ominous vow that he won't let them down. Nor the people of Gotham again. Robin is impressed by Bolton's dedication, but Batman detects something sinister beneath Bolton's professional demeanor.
Yeah.
Another Paul Dini episode.
Yep.
Written by, or teleplay by, Marty Eisenberg and Robert N. Skier.
Very awesome. Very awesome. I kind of like this one because it's putting Batman up against something that he's not used to, where a criminal is telling him he only escaped to
get away from the
power mad hungry warden. You know what? If this was set in the in the olden days, this could almost be the Shawshank for BTAS.
Yeah. But they don't play no foosball.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was really, really cool. It's a neat concept. It's, the whole power trip thing with the, prison guards, or warden, I should say. The animation was great. Voice cast was great as usual. Didn't really have too many bad things to say about this one. I really just, when I was watching it back, I was just like sitting here watching it and just enjoying it. I didn't really feel the pressing need to write down any notes or anything like that.
I think it's funny that Bolton's gone kind of to the point of that he's torturing the inmates and saying that they should be beaten nearly to death, and kind of loses it, and it takes, a bunch of orderlies and Bruce Wayne to kind of take him down.
Yeah.
And then the fact that, he's making a list of, you're on my list, I will destroy you, you're on my list, you pissed me off.
And see, when I was watching this back, I didn't see any real... I mean, I get he's a power-mad prison warden, but I didn't see any real, okay, we, sometimes we'll have a story where someone does someone wrong and they want to get revenge on them or something like that. There was an episode that we did of Mass Mayhem with an episode of Mask in it where this Indian sheik was fired from a job and he was abused at a home for boys and whatever when he was younger. Okay, those kind of things I can see, wanting to get revenge on those people and those places, but Michael Bolton clone over there didn't really have any motivation to... I didn't really see his motivation to why he wanted to beat the prisoners senseless and why he wanted to torture them. I just didn't get it.
Because he didn't want them getting out on his watch.
Right, but...
And he was the, chief of security at the temporary prison.
Yeah. Okay,
so
I can see it now, but still...
He's overly enthusiastic with his job.
Yeah.
A little bit too much.
Very much so, yes.
He could have reformed them.
Right.
Hey, they wouldn't want to do any more crimes. They wouldn't want to go back to jail.
Right. Before you get into the trivia and stuff, I'm looking at the quotes here. Regarding Bolton, I got nothing to say. Dr. Bartholomew says, but surely you must have something you wish to. You got a hearing problem or something? No, nada, ixnay, zero, zilch, bupkis. Nothing, okay? Yeah, you gotta rip that out. I love that. I love when Harley just denies everything.
Harley's hilarious in any conversation, though.
She is. I'm sorry, I'm just reading the quotes. He held me over a can filled with termites. You hear me? Termites! Scarface. Oh my god.
I think it's funny, even though he's locked up, he says they thought they could trap me in a world with lunatics, but I showed them, now I can keep an eye on everyone. They'll never slip past me again, even though he's locked in a cell.
Yeah. Go ahead and get into the information before I start going off on another quote tangent.
Okay. Production inconsistencies. After putting Mayor Hill in his cell, Lockup rattles the bars with his nightstick, but the sound effect is missing. Trivia. First appearance of Bruce Weitz in the DCAU. He later went on to voice gangster Bruno Mannheim on Superman the Animated Series.
Very cool.
Along with Harley Quinn and Renee Montoya, Lockup was one of a few original characters created for the DCAU who were incorporated into the mainstream comics continuity. In fact, Lockup's incorporation actually preceded that of Harley, the most prominent example of such characters. Funny thing is, I don't remember reading anything with him in it. Then again, I didn't read much of the comics around that time, so it's kind of hard for me to say.
Yeah.
When Bolton goes berserk during the hearing scene, there is a humorous moment when Bruce Wayne, still in his guise of the indolent playboy, rather than the world's finest unarmed combatant, subdues Bolton by accidentally tripping him.
Yeah, I love Bruce in disguise. Not just in BTAS, but throughout the entire DCAU. I love when Bruce goes into disguise. It's just absolutely priceless.
Oh, yeah. This is one of the 2 episodes of BTAS that begins with Batman and Robin escorting the apprehended Scarecrow back. The other is Harley's Holiday, which we just talked about.
Yeah.
The Joker can be heard laughing as Bolton was being led to his cell. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Take it away, Joker. It was definitely canned.
Yeah. When you said "take it away, Joker," I was gonna say, what's he gonna do? Start singing a Michael Bolton song? I was trying to come up with.
He's gonna be on a boat.
Yeah.
Anyways, I would say that overall it wasn't a bad episode, but it wasn't one of my favorites, only for the fact that I think that, like you said, Lockup doesn't really... There's no reason why he should be that sinister towards the villains. It doesn't explain anything about his backstory prior to becoming a security guard. So it's kind of a weak episode.
Yup.
So with that, we'll be moving on.
Name?
King. Party of 1.
King. No, I'm sorry, I don't show that reservation.
Oh, yeah? Well, let me show you something, fruitcake. Heads up, chowhounds. Drop your forks and prepare to cower before the uncanny Condiment King.
Who is that?
Some kind of nutcase.
Just ignore him.
Someone will call security.
Hey! I don't believe this! I say cower, and you're still eating? Well, all right then.
Now see here, you.
Hot sauce!
Anyone else want to be a hero? Then take out your wallets, cash, and jewels, and toss them here on the table. Come on, right now.
Disturbance reported at the top of the Crown restaurant. Suspect is a male costumed extremist, armed with what appears to be a ketchup gun.
It's gonna be one of those nights.
Next up is Make 'em Laugh. A man in a bizarre costume calling himself the Condiment King holds up an upscale restaurant. Almost like Burger King. Though he is armed with nothing more than 2 hoses spraying ketchup and mustard, his manner is sufficiently bizarre and violent to persuade the patrons to hand over their money and valuables. Batman arrives and easily subdues the man, who starts acting up and falls off the balcony onto the roof of a arriving police car. Renee Montoya removes the man's disguise and recognizes him as a famous TV comedian, Buddy Standler. I really like this episode, and this was one...
What? It's a Joker episode.
Well, not even because of that. I mean, it's Paul Dini and Randy Rogel who wrote it.
Yeah.
There seems to be a trend in these newer, BTS episodes with Paul Dini, but...
Yeah.
They have... the Condiment King, and the pack rat, which is annoying. But and then they have it's, I mean, not only the Joker, but I mean, I like the fact that this is all one big revenge plot because he couldn't get on the laugh up competition.
Yep. Oh, Joker.
He's Shecky Rimshot. That just doesn't sound right at all.
Oh, God. All I can flash to is, oh, God. And again, I'm going to explain this because I know you don't watch it, but there's an episode of Phineas and Ferb where they have to create a new cell phone for their sister Candace, and they create this super technical... I mean, this phone can do anything and everything. And a bird ends up getting a hold of Candace's phone, and she goes... Candace is like, well, I'm really hanging off a cliff here, and the bird taps the phone, and you hear a rim shot. Where's the bird with the rim shot app when you need it? Oh, God, Shecky Rim Shot. That's funny.
That's just such a horrible name. Hey kids, rim shot time.
Oh, God. It's just so funny. Oh, my God. Oh, no, I really like, a lot of the Joker episodes to this point, I liked a lot of them, and a lot of them made me laugh, but there are a couple of Joker episodes that I really don't care for. It's not that I dislike the Joker, it's just that the episode I just might have not have found that funny. I like all the Joker episodes in general, but like I found this one to be more enjoyable than some of the others so far. Joker's Millions was great, and what's the other one with what is it? Is it not Wild Side? Oh God, what's it? We already reviewed it with Cameron Kaiser.
The Kaiser Hotel.
Yeah, that episode. I like that episode, but really, for me, Joker comes into his own once you have really where Joker, like, and it's partly because I absolutely love this episode. He gets some of the best lines in Old Wounds. Absolutely love that episode. But what I love about Joker in general is that throughout the DCAU, when he's around, when he's in other situations and it's not just Batman, like in STAS when he teams up with Lex for World's Finest, or in Justice League when he's with all of them, just the way his mannerisms are there and all of that, that's to me what really makes my fandom of the Joker, is as he progresses through DCAU lore. And I know you're a Joker fanboy, so you like anything. But no, I did really enjoy this episode. This episode was really well thought out, well written. The jokes were just hilarious. And some of them are just like hilarious, like head nodders where you just kind of tilt your head and like, oh yeah, that is kind of funny, isn't it?
Yeah, I really liked the fact that Joker rigged this whole scenario.
Yeah.
And he filled the place with Joker gas. So that he could actually get real laughter. Which it's induced, so whatever. It's still fake, but I think it's funny when his pants fall and he trips. And everybody laughs at him, and he gets humiliated. And then he hides his head in his trophy. But yeah, the fact that I did not like the three comedians that he was. I was glad that they were making fun of themselves essentially.
Yeah.
Just because they were annoying. So I couldn't stand them for that reason alone. But I would say it's overall enjoyable. Getting into the continuity, when Batman and Robin are watching the news report on the Condiment King, the headline of the newspaper Robin is holding reads, "Rally to be held for Gordon." This newspaper headline was also used in and refers to events of the earlier episode Shadow of the Bat.
Time is so weird in the not just BTS, but time is so weird in the DCAU. Like, why would you Okay, if that's a production inconsistency, I get that. But why would you reference some, especially in a newspaper that you would think that they would have that day's newspaper, not a newspaper from a few weeks or months ago, whenever Shadow of the Bat happened in the storyline of the continuity. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Oh yeah. Production notes: when Lisa answers the door, a voice on the television says, "Greetings, Riddle Tykes. It's time for riddle number 317537." Before being cut off, this is actually reused audio from Riddler's Reform, where the Riddler used the riddle number 317-53701.
Now, wouldn't it be interesting if the numbers were, where is it here? Let's see. Instead of using 317-53701, if he used 317-51701. 1701 is
1701.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or you could just, 836-5309.
867-5309.
Yeah, it's 867. Yeah. It's funny.
Or you could wear sunglasses at night.
Talk about dying in somebody's arms.
I have died. Okay, I'm not even going to sing.
Yes.
Production inconsistencies. Lisa Lorraine, Mighty Mom's character, is credited as Rolling Pin. I will beat you.
That's so funny.
Joker gives voice to the famous phrase, "Up, up, and away," usually associated with Superman. This is the first time this phrase has appeared in the DCAU. The other is in Superman the Animated Series, New Kids in Town.
Yeah, New Kids in Town was not a good episode.
And that's why I feel bad for you when you have to actually review it.
Eventually, I still haven't come up with the title for the Untitled STAS project yet.
The Entitled Superman Project.
Yeah.
The episode is thematically similar to Martin Scorsese's 1983 film The King of Comedy, in which an aspiring stand-up comic of mediocre talent, Robert De Niro, is driven to kidnap his idol, Jerry Lewis, and blackmails him into allowing the wannabe to headline his evening show.
That's funny.
In the later movie, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, Terry McGinnis taunts Joker about his lameness as a comedian, suggesting he should make a face or drop his pants for laughs. Joker actually does both in this episode, though the latter most unintentionally. It does indeed get uproarious laughter, much to his chagrin.
Yeah. Oh man, I love some of the episodes that are coming up that we'll be reviewing, but at this point, outside of the movies, I am so ready for Batman Beyond. Oh my god. Just some of the quotes in that series, especially Return of the Joker. Return of the Joker is one of the most quote-worthy movies ever. I would say between Transformers, the movie, and Return of the Joker, they are the two most heavily quoted animated movies ever when it comes to robots and superheroes.
I can recite just about a good percentage of the Joker lines from that film.
Yeah.
Especially his scene where he kills Bonk.
Bonk? Oh, that's right. Dead. DD, be a lamb and take out the trash.
All of you, a disgrace to the name Joker. I love where he goes, if you insist. And then the guy's like, oh no, I was just kidding. He was like, so was I. Mm-hmm. And then he shoots him anyway.
No, I wasn't.
Oops. No, I wasn't.
Oh,
That's
man.
also how we did it in my day.
It's going to be so fun doing a commentary on that one. Oh my god.
I'm going to probably speak the line verbatim while it's going, but
yeah.
That's
but no,
because I like it.
Yeah. Any other trivia bits from this one?
This episode may be a reference to Joker's origins as depicted in works like The Killing Joke, where before becoming the Joker, he was a failed comedian who was pushed into crime.
I can see that, yeah.
Buddy Standler, Harry Loomis, and Lisa Lorraine share similarities in names with comedians Buddy Hackett, Jerry Lewis, and Lisa Lampanelli, respectively. The latter shares some physical and career-based traits with another comedian, Roseanne Barr.
Okay, I can see... No. Listen. Roseanne Barr, I don't mind her in her television show, Roseanne. I don't mind that at all.
Other than that, she can take a hike.
And I can see Buddy Hackett and Jerry Lewis, but come on, producers. Why do you want to create a character based off fucking Lisa Lampanelli? I'm sorry. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. What the hell?
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you there.
I mean, every time I've seen that chick, she is not funny. She is vulgar as all hell, and she comes off like a half-dressed whore who can't lay shit.
She makes you look like you speak proper English.
I do speak proper English.
I mean, when you're swearing.
Shut the up.
Anyway, she's not funny at all. I have to agree.
No.
She's horrible.
No.
So, yes, I agree. Don't ever use that name ever again. Nobody. Joker's quote, "Dying is easy. Comedy is hard," is attributed to 19th century English actor Edmund Kean.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in this.
Oh my god, Joker, who's apparently in disguise. Hey, you hear about the guy who walked into a doctor's office with a frog in his head? Doctor says, that's the weirdest looking wart I've ever seen. Frog looks up and says, yeah, I woke up this morning, there was a big bump on my butt.
That makes no sense at all.
Yes, it does. Because if you think about it, how a wart would grow on your finger, the bottom of the wart would be the wart's ass. And since it was on top of the guy's head... It makes sense. Why do I feel like Joker here? If you have to explain a joke, it's not funny, Harley.
Batman, you've hit a new low, Joker.
Yeah.
Only you would ruin 3 lives for a silly piece of tin. You're dumber than you look, Bats. It's not the trophy that matters, it's the title. I am the greatest clown this dismal burg has ever seen. What would the common folk do without my pranks and antics? Let's find out.
Yeah. Oh, man. No, but this episode is really great. This episode is very, very cool.
Oh, I think I'm getting airsick.
Stop trying to take over airplanes then, Joker.
And that was the Joker going to...
Hurl.
Yes. Hurley.
Wait, what does Elizabeth have to do with this?
No, that's the name of a hospital around here.
Yeah, well, Elizabeth Hurley was the bedazzled, and she was the original fembot from
Austin Powers.
Yeah. Those are some bodacious tatas.
Oh, we should go on to the next episode before we drag this down the rat hole more than it's already gone with already mentioning Lampanelli.
See now who can't talk English correctly.
Who can't talk English? Let's move on.
Interesting.
Guard! Guard! Oh, help me!
You gotta give Mr. Freeze credit. That's the most original breakout this year.
Yes, but I don't think he was behind it. Look at the expression of fear on his face. That's not easy to fake, especially for a man claiming to be dead to emotions. Freeze was taken against his will, and obviously by someone with expertise in robotics.
Then maybe we'd better consult our own robot expert.
Last up tonight is Deep Freeze. Sounds like a Dairy Queen snack. Anyways, a large, powerful robot breaks into Arkham Asylum and into Mr. Freeze's cell. He tries to escape, but the robot picks him up and places him inside a compartment in its chest, then leaves as easily as it came. Reviewing the security tape from Freeze's cell, Batman thinks all that Freeze's expression of fear is genuine, meaning someone else is behind his escape. The robot immediately puts Batman in mind of those produced by Cybertron. Wow, and it's spelled exactly like the one from Transformers. How is that not a plagiarism of or a copyright infringement? So he and Robin consult Carl Rossum, who is retired. Rossum says the robot bears a slight significance to, or resemblance to, some benign models he built for Grant Walker, the famous theme park mogul.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I like this episode. It is a Freeze episode.
And it's Paul Dini, and Bruce Timm.
Yep. I'm actually gonna steal your thunder here with continuity because Mr. Freeze makes his first appearance since his introduction in Heart of Ice. Also, it is revealed in the episode that Nora Freeze survived the accident that created him. The reason for this is that the creators were so proud of what Heart of Ice accomplished that they wanted to leave it as a standalone episode. they didn't want to bring him back, but that's the reason. And I don't mind, because again, Freeze is one of those characters, kind of like Harvey, kind of like Harley, where the character development takes over. Like Harvey, Two-Face has his storylines, Harley has her storylines / origin stuff, and Mr. Freeze, from Heart of Ice to Deep Freeze to what will later become the creepiest friggin' thing in BTAS. You know, he has his storylines, and that's just amazing. So I don't mind the gap in, you know, from Heart of Ice to this, to not have a Mr. Freeze episode, because again, before they created him, before they created a story for him, he was just a common thief in all other medium. You know what I mean? He had no drive, no ambition, no real story until Tim and Dini took it over and actually gave him a really great story. As far as Deep Freeze goes, again, love the animation. I loved, you know, the overall story and what happens. Very, very cool.
Yeah, I love the fact that they brought him back, and I like the fact that they don't, you know, use him as their scapegoat.
Yeah, that's what Penguin's for.
Yes. So this episode, I think it's funny that Walker wants to be like Freeze.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you could be immortal. There's no way in hell I'd want to be a frozen man in a suit.
Oh my god, I just realized something. Grant Walker is just like the moron in Batman Beyond who wants to be ink.
They recycle.
Well, not really, but
a little bit. They changed the villain, but the concept remains the same.
Yeah.
You one-trick pony, you.
Hey.
Anyways, no. All joking aside, I really did like the concept, and I like the implementation of this episode, and you know, I like the fact that, you know, they allude to the fact Freeze is invincible or immortal, and just overall the episode was good. I could sit there and watch this one and actually enjoy it.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But Freeze is one of those characters where, like when I want a goofy episode, I watch the Joker. When I want one that invokes, you know, thinking, I want the Riddler. When I want a serious episode in Batman, I want Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, I agree. I think if they had found a way to do more with Catwoman, outside of just making her a pawn in someone else's villain scheme, like if they actually explored the Selena Bruce dynamic and all that, if they explored it more than what they did, I think Catwoman could have been also one of those villains that falls into a category of an episode that, you know, like you just said, you know, you watch the Joker to laugh, you watch Mr. Freeze to think, and, you know, or you watch Riddler to think, and, you know, whatever else. But no, Deep Freeze was really, really, really awesome. Great episode.
Yes. So with that, we'll be back after this commercial break and return with our final thoughts.
Legends of the Dark Knight will be back after this.
Hey, I'm Gary.
I'm Mike.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm Justin.
Join the four of us every week on the internet's #1 and longest-running G.I. Joe podcast, What's on Joe Mind?
It's Joe news, reviews, and interviews like you've never heard them before, delivered right to your MP3 player.
Our guests include Jason Marsden, Kevin Michael Richardson, and Matt Yang King from G.I. Joe Renegades, Larry Hama, Robert Adkins, and John Barber from IDW Publishing, and many more from around the online Joe community.
Yeah, it's guys talking about Joe. Think of it as Joe Talk meets sports talk. And we make fun of Chuck.
Right.
Right, and we pay again?
Come on, Chuck. We're just kidding, kinda.
Sometimes Chuck makes fun of himself.
Right, and we... Okay, seriously, this is just getting ridiculous now.
It's What's on Joe Mind, every week on the Geekcast Radio Network, InsidePulse.com, Stitcher Smart Radio, and iTunes. Download and listen today.
I suppose I still can't say something about Transformers, can I?
Good.
No.
What about sports?
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's all right.
You can now hear our show on Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher allows you to listen to your favorite shows directly from your iPhone, Android phone, BlackBerry, or Palm phones. On demand and on the go. Don't have Stitcher? Download it for free today at Stitcher.com or in the app stores. Stitcher Smart Radio, the smart way to listen to radio.
Beyond good, beyond evil, beyond your wildest imagination.
Are you ready to have your dreams worked on? That's right, Beyonders Season 2 of Tooncast Beyond is coming soon, and we will be talking all kinds of films from DreamWorks Animation. We'll have plenty of DeLorean Time episodes as well, so tune in August 1st, 2012, as TFU1 Mike, Optimus Solo, Steve Megatron, JT from Saskatoon, Sketch 1984, and more bring you the next season of Tooncast Beyond. You can find us in iTunes and on geekcastradio.com.
In the morning, I'm making waffles.
Donkey, shut up and leave me alone.
We now return to Legends of the Dark Knight.
And we're back. So, in an overall rating, what are your favorite episodes of the night?
Lockup has to be last, in last place. I enjoyed it, but again, it reminded me too much of a bad copy of Shawshank. There was
bad comedy.
Stupid coronation. It was a really, really strange, bad knockoff of Shawshank Redemption. The power mad hungry warden really had no character depth at all. I would then go Second Chance because I really did like the story that's leading up to what's going to happen in Judgment Day. I really like that they're telling a story with Two-Face. I would then go Harley's Holiday because I like, again, character development with Harley. And then Deep Freeze would be second, or second from my favorite. Again, continuity and again, storyline and, dealing with Mr. Freeze. And then number one would be Make 'em Laugh because it was just, come on. Shecky Rimshot. That's all that needs to be said about that episode. What about you?
I would have to say Lockup is the bottom of the barrel for me.
Yeah.
I didn't get any kind of attachment to the character.
Yeah.
I'd have to say Harley's Holiday would be the next one for me, only for the fact that, yes, I did feel the touching emotions for Harley's character.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that I'd sit there and care to actually watch the episode again. Only because there's better episodes that we watched tonight. The next one I would have to say Second Chance, only because, well, I like Two-Face, but I like the other characters more.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that they're still playing the multiple personality thing and continuing to his previous main storyline of Two-Face Part 1.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, the Judgment where he's Three-Face.
Shh, don't give it away.
They should have already seen this series. But anyways,
I know.
But yeah, I can see that. But he's one screwed up dude.
He is. Very much so.
The next one I'd have to say is Deep Freeze, because I like Mr. Freeze. I just think his suit's cool. I think he's cool. I can't understand why the Walker guy would want to be like him, but overall, I'd say that was a really good, nice, serious episode. And then, of course, make him laugh because, like you said, the Shecky rim shot, the fact it's the Joker, kind of flying solo, and, the fact that Joker's stolen Mad Hatter's technology and used it on Mad Hatter, including the 3 other comedians, and finally won his trophy at the turmoil to his character of still not ultimately getting his own way. But I'd have to say that was my number one.
I just thought of something, and I don't think this will ever happen, but I want somebody to do a remix of Shecky Rim Shot. Shecky Rim Shot.
That would be hilarious.
A record skip. Yeah, that would be awesome. Oh my god. So awesome.
So, with that, thank you for listening to Legends of the Dark Knight. If you would like to leave feedback on the show, there are many ways to do so. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, or you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate our show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. We love the feedback. Call the voicemail line, 502-526-5821. Please remember to tell us the show you were leaving the message for and your name. Become a fan of us on Facebook by searching Geekcast Radio Network. You can follow us on Twitter at LOT Dark Knight. My Twitter name is SCP21. What is your Twitter name?
TFG1 Mike.
Join us next time when we discuss Batgirl Returns, Holiday Nights, Sins of the Father, Cold Comfort, and Double Talk. So for now, I'm Steve Megatron Phillips with
TFG1 Mike.
Saying in the immortal words of Batman, I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. Thank you for listening. Until next time.
Technical difficulties. Let's move on, shall we?